there. So I have another review for you guys. I know that I have been doing a lot of them. This could be one of the last until late June because I should be studying and doing assignments, but I read it, so might as well. I'm reading a lot of graphic novels because I don't feel so guilty about reading them. I am reading books, I just haven't finished them. But graphic novels, you go through them quickly, so that's why I'm reading a lot of them. Today, the review is of Blue is the Warmest Color by Julie Mao. I'm going to practice my French and say the original French title is Le Bleu et une colère chaude. This is of course the graphic novel that the movie La Vie d'Adèle was based on. I have not seen the movie yet. Maybe I will see it. We'll see. I have a short attention span, and usually movies don't make the cut in my life. I don't see whole movies usually, which is pretty bad. There is a long sex scene I heard in the movie. This is definitely an adult graphic novel. There are the depictions of sex in it. Not that much, but there are like 2 or 3. This starts with a very sour entry, very sour start to this graphic novel, and you know that, spoiler, I'm going to say this for trigger purposes, there is going to be a death. This is a fantastic graphic novel. I gave it 5 out of 5, despite that it made me cry. It's triggered me personally. This book has a depiction of a very sad death. I know that that's a spoiler, but I think spoilers should be used for trigger purposes. So if you are unhappy, if you had a trauma, don't read it for now, wait until later. I'm saying this despite it being a fantastic book. Don't read it unless you're okay with seeing a character die. This book features very important colors. It's only 156 pages, but that's quite thick for a graphic novel. It features a full color, as you can see, but the flashbacks are black and white mostly. There's the prominence of blue is really you'll see it throughout the graphic novel. And can I just show you, it's not spoilery much, the last photo, well, see how pretty is that. It has fantastic art, and it has a lot of one of those one-liners or more that you'll go on and say, oh yes, I agree with that. It has a lot of those, and it depicts life very realistically. It is a very good coming of age story. It portrays stereotypes even within the queer community. Like, because you look straight, they tell you, oh, you are straight. It focuses a bit on that, and I like the fact that they depicted stereotypes and prejudice within the community. Art-wise, I like the fact that some panels are just depictions of what's happening. There is no text in them. I like that it does, because it's a graphic novel, some people tend to write almost in every panel, but sometimes life, is just actions, and it's just also quiet. So I liked what that was done with the art. I also like that when there's a feeling of despair and loneliness, that there's a blank, that panels are either there's no border, or that there is space between them to show that loneliness. I also like the font in this one, because some of it is told from a diary. It's like handwritten. I especially like the I. It took me some time to realize that it was not a heart, it was an I. I also liked most of the characters. There are flawed characters. Some don't even reconcile at the end. I liked Valentine or Valentin, um, one of the protagonist's best friend, who's also, should I say it? I'm not going to say it, but he's I think he's a great supporting character. I hope that they included him in the movie. I hope. This is a great um, story on accepting yourself, um, and like exploring your sexuality. It felt very realistic. It wasn't just there to, I know it's another, it's not only a coming out story, there isn't much of a coming out apart to some friends, but I felt that it was a real depiction of human sexuality, how it changes, and how it's not everything black and white. There are some really great quotes. I found myself really feeling them. Let me tell you some of them because I always end up writing them. Only love will save the world. Why would I be ashamed to love? Now I can hardly believe that I was that person. Clem, what's horrible is that people will kill each other for oil and commit genocide, not that they give their love to someone. So really, there's a lot of those quotes that really depict life as it is and as it should be, and not to be ashamed. The end is very depressing, but there is an element of hope. And you know what they say, when there is hope left, at least you have something. Um, the fact that there is reconciliation and that there are no regrets, that felt very light despite there being, as I have said, a death. I'm going to end with this quote that was in the book because I really felt it. Beyond that, the love that we shared continues to live. This is one of the things that made me burst into tears, because it's so true. Um, this book, as I have been hyping out for the past however minutes, is great. Although it's, as I have said, triggering, it's bittersweet because in the middle of the book there are some really light-hearted events. There is always that tension, but I don't think that life could be just life. There is always tension in life. And then there is really bitter scenes, but that is why it's realistic. It didn't sugarcoat the situation. I think it's also a good warning that simply because you're young, you're untouchable. That could claim us all at any time. And that's the bitterness of life, I think. But it's also what makes life worth living. I know I'm getting very existential, probably because I should be doing Heidegger at this moment. I hope you enjoyed this little ramble, not much of a review of Blue is the Warmest Color. If you have anything to add as your own personal opinion on the graphic novel, please let me know in the comments below or send me a message if you want to talk about it. As a final note, one of the final notes, I want to thank my friend who let me borrow this graphic novel. I will probably buy it in French sometime in the future, not for now, but thanks for letting me borrow it, despite the fact that last time I borrowed something from you, you had it months after. Sorry about that. I won't do it again, I promise. You'll have it by the end of this week. For now, that's it. Do let me know if you have some more things to add to this review, and bye!